The history of the civil rights leader and activist Malcolm X is so often confounded by his portrayal in the mainstream media. Husband, father, speaker, activist, radical, peacemaker, leader. Throughout her life, she played many roles for many different people in many ways. Yet, when children in American public schools are first introduced to Malcolm, it is through the narrative that he is an extremist, someone bent on using violent tactics to achieve his goals of equality. Usually compared to the ideals of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a more pacifist, Malcolm X was crucified by the American people, hounded by the FBI, and vilified by the media. Even in today's understanding of the civil rights movement, his radical approach simplistic, and he is often seen as a hindrance to the heroism of Dr. King. Malcolm X's life, though cut short, was far more complex than has often been portrayed. He is a multifaceted man with ideals as grown up as he is in a firm moral compass. Below are 50 of Malcolm X's most inspiring quotes specially selected to help tell the story of his life, his accomplishments, and the deep legacy he left behind. Enjoy. How can you thank a man for giving you what's already yours? How then can you thank him for giving you only part of what is yours? If you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong, than the one who comes up like an angel and is nothing but a devil. You can't have capitalism without racism. I see America through the eyes of the victim. I don't see any American dream, I see an American nightmare. If you have a dog, I must have a dog. If you have a rifle, I must have a rifle. If you have a club, I must have a club. This is equality. We cannot think of being acceptable to others until we have first proven acceptable to ourselves. Sometimes you have to pick the gun up to put the gun down. To have once been a criminal is no disgrace. To remain a criminal is the disgrace. Usually when people are sad, they don't do anything. They just cry over their condition. But when they get angry, they bring about a change. A wise man can play the part of a clown, but a clown can't play the part of a wise man. In fact, once he is motivated, no one can change more completely than the man who has been at the bottom. I call myself the best example of that. I have no mercy or compassion in me for a society that will crush people and then penalize them for not being able to stand up under the weight. It's hard for anyone intelligent to be nonviolent. In any organization, someone must be the boss. If it's even just one person, you've got to be the boss of yourself. And just because you have colleges and universities doesn't mean you have education. I imagine that one of the biggest troubles with colleges is there are too many distractions, too much panty raiding, fraternities and bula and all of that. Nobody can give you freedom. Nobody can give you equality or justice or anything. If you're a man, you take it I want to take Negroes out of the ghetto and put them in good neighborhoods and good houses. You can't legislate good, well, that comes through education. Read absolutely everything you get your hands on because you'll never know where you'll get an idea from. The Negro Revolution is controlled by foxy white liberals, by the government itself, but the Black Revolution is controlled only by God. It'll be the ballot or it'll be the bullet. It'll be liberty or it'll be death. And if you're not ready to pay that price, don't use the word freedom in your vocabulary. I'm a man who believes that I died 20 years ago, and I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything. My alma mater was books, a good library I could spend the rest of my life reading, just satisfying my curiosity. Any time you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourselves. I have no mercy or compassion in me for a society that will crush people and then penalize them for not being able to stand up under the weight. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. It is a time for martyrs now, and if I am to be one, it will be for the cause of brotherhood. That's the only thing that can save this country. All of us who might have probed space or cured cancer or built industries were instead black victims of the white man's American social system. When ghetto living seems normal, you have no shame, no privacy. You're not to be so blind with patriotism that you can't face reality. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it or says it. You don't have to be a man to fight for freedom. All you have to do is to be an intelligent human being. It is only after slavery and prison that the sweetest appreciation of freedom can come. The hardest test I ever faced in my life was praying. I was going through the hardest thing, also the greatest thing, for any human being to do, to accept that which is already within you and around you. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Power never takes a back step only in the face of more power. A new world order is in the making, and it is up to us to prepare ourselves that we may take our rightful place in it. Speaking like this doesn't mean that we're anti-white, but it does mean we're anti-exploitation, we're anti-degradation, we're anti-oppression. Early in life I learned that if you want something, you better make some noise. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. In all our deeds, the proper value and respect for time determine success or failure. I don't advocate violence, but if a man steps on my toes, I'll step on his. People don't realize how a man's whole life can be changed by one book. If you turn the other cheek, you can be enslaved for 1,000 years. Concerning nonviolence, it is criminal to teach a man not to defend himself when he is the constant victim of brutal attacks. Be peaceful, Be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone. But if someone puts his hand on you, send him to the cemetery. If you have no critics, you will likely have no success. You don't have to be a man to fight for freedom. All you have to do is to be an intelligent human being. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our video.